brand new banger.
It's Knucklehead Comics Tuesday. It's fucking Tuesday. We got Lay in the building. We got Cap in the building. Cabs can't make it tonight, but he's here in spirit on Lay.
My man, just chilling, brother, chilling.
What's up, Cap? How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Is that and the father goes shamefully? That's my son. And the other guy goes shamefully. Orion goes, that's my father. Choose fear and hate to run your life. Something you can't do. That was wrong with me from the beginning. I was doing it that way. I was gonna go down that path. I worried.
You thought it was Grayson?
Sorry, got hurt. It's like not him. Not him.
Crack his brain for somebody, anybody that can help, and remembers. Freeze.
The media.
No,
Randall
Savage.
You're Randall Savage. With his knowledge and all other shit and his capacity to learn.
Absolutely.
This is the only vegan I'll ever eat is grilled chicken wings, because that's like vegan to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the chicken wings are supposed to be fried, but you grill the chicken wings and you put it in some sauce and give it some blue cheese.
Is vegan.
That's vegan. Like regular moo cow fuck milk. Put it in some Honey Nut Cheerios. Vegan, because Honey Nut Cheerios is good for your heart. You know what I'm saying? And I steal the question from Cabs.
I got it right.
I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal.
You're too late.
Wow.
I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like, yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right, and I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! Here I go, I get lit, I get hyped for this shit! Right.
Word. He be like, I got a left elbow and a right elbow. I can break your face with an any elbow. Make sure that you get elbowed in your elbow with an elbow. Got the arm ball, get the farm ball, get around with the arm with the bomb ball.
Daddy's gonna take you to Jersey Shore.
We are the Knucklehead Comics Podcast. What's going on, everybody? It is fucking Tuesday night. You know what that means? Knucklehead Comics. We are here. We are live, and we are ready to talk about Thunderbolts.
No,
and as you can,
You gotta say it correctly. We are here to talk about the Thunderbolts.
Asterisk. Yeah, we're ready for that. We are excited for that. We will get to that later on in the show. Before we start, spoilers will be coming ahead.
I mean, they already put Marvel themselves put a big spoiler out, so
Yeah,
all bets are off.
that's right. You had enough time to see it. It's been a whole weekend.
Yeah, you had 30 minutes to see it. If you didn't watch it,
That's on you, Blues Clues. Shit, but yeah, man, what a fucking movie. But before that, here goes some little news here. Charlie Cox says he didn't like episode 5 of Daredevil, Born Again. If I'm not mistaken, episode 5 was the bank move. Was the bank?
I get
Episode.
why.
Why?
Because that's the Disney episode. That's the MCU episode. Like, if you look at it, that's so detached from the tone and everything else that happens before and after that episode. I can see why he hated it. I mean, it was necessary to put Daredevil cemented in our world, even though he was already cemented by
She-Hulk.
by not only She-Hulk but by Spider-Man.
True.
But Disney has. I'm assuming that was like some sort of Disney mandate. Because like Jeremy Renner said, it's not Marvel who didn't want to pay him. That's Disney shit who didn't want to pay him.
Which we could get into that too, because that's weird. They wanted to pay him half for season 2 of Hawkeye, which is crazy.
Yeah. Just pay the motherfuckers. What the fuck is wrong within this world paying people what they're owed for the work they do? Like, this man took a fucking hero that could have easily been worse than Ant-Man, more ridiculed than Miss Marvel, and turned it into two heroes.
Yeah.
Hawkeye's respected, and Ronan was fucking respected.
Yeah. And what's his name? Clinton Barton?
Yeah.
And he was respected. Because, he was Hawkeye, he was Ronan, and he was Clinton. Clinton was deaf. Hawkeye was living in a world of fuck, I got consequences for my actions. And Ronan was revenge. All wrapped up in one show. But, I mean, I can't understand, because if the first show was that bad that you needed to cut his pay because they didn't make no money, then you don't make a season.
Yeah. Or did they honestly think that he was gonna come in and do fuck all?
Well, remember he made that comment where you thought you were gonna get half of me?
Yeah. But no, I'm talking about like you already passed the torch to Kate.
Yeah.
So make season 2 about Kate. And like Hawkeye doesn't need to be in that. He retired. He went home to be with his family.
Yeah, and if he needs to stop by for one episode, okay. But and then also, with Captain America: Brave New World, they had hints of a Avengers team being put together. What's going on, normal guy? You know what I'm saying? And then Kamala was going around fucking adding people to a team that she's making, so you can have some of that in there. For Hawkeye 2 with this girl, but I mean, not for nothing, I kind of would like to see Jeremy Renner in the fucking Hawkeye 2 season. Hawkeye season 2 of Hawkeye season 2. You know what I'm saying?
That's the working title.
Yeah.
Hawkeye season 2 of Hawkeye.
Season 2. Electric Boogaloo.
Or better yet, Hawkeye. Now there's 2 of them. Season 2.
The second one.
Episode 2.
The Ocho. Speaking of episode 2, apparently The Beekeeper 2 is moving forward at Amazon MGM. So they're making a part 2 to The Beekeeper.
Okay. Did we finish that movie? I don't even think we finished it.
Yeah, did we finish it? I don't know.
So. But I'm pretty sure he got the man.
Yeah, he's unstoppable force. I mean, the movie.
Like, how many people are gonna get fucked up that you need this dude to? Unless it ended with, again, I don't remember seeing an ending. If it ended with him coming back into being a beekeeper, then all right, maybe you send him on another mission then.
So get this shit. Normal guy just said, I'm currently watching the Yankee game. So I go to HBO, Max.com. They're showing the Yankee game. I go watch live. It says, this event is blacked out in your location. Houseway.
Because they don't have the rights to show it.
But then Hulu can show it.
No, not even. Sometimes Hulu, it won't be on there either. Even
No,
though it's on TBS or TNT.
No, Hulu showing it. I just went to Hulu. Yeah. But that's stupid. But yes, the Beekeeper season 2. Not for nothing.
Now that's a season 2.
Yeah, Beekeeper the movie 2, season 2, part 2. I think Jason Statham got in the wrong genre of movie. Jason Statham should be in horror movies. Jason Statham would be the perfect Jason or the perfect Michael Myers, just walking around killing motherfuckers unrelentlessly with his cam fu. Like, that would be scary as shit. Imagine he's in a hockey mask and motherfuckers is going through his garden and he's like, ah, shit, now I gotta kill a motherfucker. And he's just yakking away. Waka, 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 waka. Just fucking hacking away kung fu motherfuckers.
Dude, on Halloween night, the last thing you want to do is take a stroll through the garden. Waka, waka, waka. The gardener.
Yeah. Waka, 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 waka.
He's just there. Get off my lawn.
Son of a bitch. No, but honestly, I think Jason. Listen, Jason versus 100 gorillas, easy. Jason versus 100. Jason Statham versus 100 Jason Voorhees, easy. No problem. No sweat. Give him a fucking knife. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's something, man. Can you imagine? Now, I know it was a little bit like that with Freddy, but can you imagine you're being chased down by a dude in a horror movie, and you're like, yo, what a horrible way is he gonna kill me? Is he gonna pull my spine out of my ass? Or, oh no, he's gonna kung fu me to death.
This guy's hell-bent on revenge. And he's just waiting in the shadows to kung fu you. Yeah. And what's the name of the horror? Kung Fu! It's fucking Bruce Lee and the director of the TV show Kung Fu just saying, Kung Fu!
No, you missed out the name.
Oh, go ahead.
Kung Bu.
Ah, because it's scary.
Right. Then you, what do you call it? That noise you made just reminded me of like, Jason Statham's now in a live-action whack-a-mole movie.
Waka, 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 waka. Shit, but yeah, but you want to talk about Jason Statham could have been the Terminator. He could have been the T-7000.
Yo, hey, you got to hand it to the man. Who else do you know that could come out and make the same movie over and 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 over again? Do decent at the box office and still get people ringing his phone like, yo, I got a movie idea for you. And you're a guy who kicks the shit out of everybody else because they did something to somebody you know or somebody you saw once.
Yo, the word. And they was like, I got a new idea. You're a guy who's on a higher level than the highest level of any knowledge of person that knows about the levels. And you're on a higher level than them. And you kick ass. All right, whose ass am I kicking? A fucking rich boy who's scamming people. Why do I need to be that high level? Because he got Navy SEALs saving him. What? Oh, and by the way, you're going to just walk past a whole crew of cops in a building that they locked down and say, I'll be back to fuck you up. Give me a second. My man just said, I'm here. I'm going in there. I'm fucking him up. I'll be back for y'all. And he just walks in.
Yo, I got the next Jason Statham movie right here. He goes into the bank. He's a normal guy. No military training, no nothing. He's just a regular man. The bank gets taken hostage, right? Because they're robbing the bank. The SWAT team, top dudes, they go in. They get murked by the fucking bad guys. And the only person left to do anything about it is Jason Statham. Just a normal man with no training.
And to give it some kind of gravitas, he is the manager's assistant. And the manager called in sick. You got to get this vault open, Jason Statham, because now we have your daughter.
Oh, here you go. No. I think I got it. I'm reworking this, right? Because this is what Hollywood does. Rewrite.
Yeah. Rewrite.
So we're rewriting this bank movie.
Hey, hello, come back. We gotta shoot some more scenes.
Yeah. So now, Jason Statham is a blind guy who's trying to get a loan. Right? He's in the bank. They deny him the loan. He leaves the bank, but on the way out, he smells the bad guys coming in, and he's got to walk back in the bank. And now, as a blind man, he's got to kick the shit out of everybody in that bank.
And they don't know he's blind. So how does he fuck with him? He puts all the lights on to make shit even.
And by the way, if you didn't catch that, for anybody playing the home game,
yeah,
I just described the episode 5 of Daredevil.
Yeah, what's going on, Mr. Loki? But yeah, Jason Statham returning this August as Jason Statham kicks ass in The Beekeeper season 2, episode 2, movie title 2, Yo. The Working Man.
Dude, you remember that movie we saw, JCVD? It's like that really heartfelt look at Jean-Claude.
Yeah.
We need a movie like that where it's just Jason Statham and it's just him with a dude on the with a camera, legit recording him just walking up to random people like Billy on the street and go, "Hey, did you steal something?" Wow, and just fucking people up randomly.
Waka 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 waka.
Yeah. It's like bum fights, but with Jason Statham.
Oi, you watched my last movie? Oi, punch him in the face. You got to do it.
Yeah, he walks up to somebody, finish this quote. It's a, and as soon as they go to say Megalodon, wow, right in the throat, fucking chokes him out.
I knew you was a fucking Megalodon. Yo, you know, not for nothing, I think Jason Statham should have been Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat.
Nah.
Jackson.
That motherfucker should have been Kano.
Kano can't fight in the show.
Huh?
Kano can't fight. We need him to be somebody who's gonna do some shit.
Dude, Kano can fight. The original fucking game, he was a killer. He wasn't a Muppet. That was just waka waka.
The bath was all. Was that shit that he said on the boat?
I don't remember that.
Come on, he's eating the turkey leg. For a guy with all this power, you think you have such a crummy boat?
Subterranean. Is that like underground?
Yes, it's like underground.
As you guys are now seeing our impeccable ability to nail any accent you throw at us.
Word. All right, speaking of
Irish.
Okay. Oh, you want fight through there, man?
There you go. That was Scottish, but you got it.
Yeah, I saw that, normal guy. Shit. Apparently, in the upcoming episodes of Andor, we will see the Gorman Massacre, which leads to Senator Mountha publicly denouncing the Emperor and Emperor to the Senate. This leads her to be rescued by the Ghost Crew.
Okay.
Marking the first major connection to Star Wars Rebels.
Okay, I'm gonna decode what Vin just said.
Well, because it's small. It's a little post that I should have made it bigger. Now I can see the fucking words.
Yo, you can see the words, but can you say the words?
All right, now let's try it again. On the upcoming episode of Andor, we shall see the Gorman Massacre, which leads to Senator Mountha publicly denouncing the Emperor and the Empire to the Senate. That's my what's his name? The fat guy that sold Princess Leia.
Jabba the Hutt?
There you go. That was Jabba the Hutt if you spoke English.
Yeah. Okay. So essentially, there was a massacre of people that the Empire committed, and Mon Mothma used that as a catalyst to be like, "Yo, fucking them out," and that's how she became like the cemented leader, one of the leaders of the rebellion. And if it's the Ghost Crew, then that means we should be able to see people from Star Wars Rebels, but who knows what they got in this? Because Andor's a completely different. Andor's like Daredevil, and if they put the Rebels live action people in there, that's gonna be episode 5. That's gonna be the weird Disney episode in a tone in a show that's supposed to have a serious tone. That's why episode 2 was so fucking weird. With that little when he got trapped on that planet with the idiot fucking faction that split itself.
Yeah.
But we will return next week with in-depth review of the last 3 episodes and whatever other episodes came out of Andor. Because today is all about one thing.
The Thunderbolts.
Once we get there.
That's right. Denzel Washington's playing Hannibal. Apparently, he's a Greek warrior. Hannibal of Carthage in Antoine Fuqua's next.
Antoine Fuqua.
There you go.
I gotta see what that word is.
The Black Greek Squad. Well, yeah, apparently he's doing that, but I don't know. You know, this year the May the 4th be with you wasn't hitting as hard as it used to.
Well, if they stop fucking up, then maybe it'll.
I'm trying. Oh, here you go. Henry Cavill's Voltron movie wraps filming in Australia.
Oh shit! It wrapped filming.
It wrapped filming.
Yo, if you guys don't know. I don't bring it up here because Voltron's not a big thing here in the States, like it was overseas in Japan where it originated.
So good. Oh my God.
You don't know how big of a fan I am of Voltron. And when I started young, because my dad got me into it with the fucking tapes. If Henry Cavill can nail Voltron and make this movie good, and I just need it to be as good as the first Pacific Rim. It's got to be on that level. Right? Giant robot fighting giant monster. If it could be that good, Henry Cavill has my support for whatever the fuck he wants to do.
So you're saying that Henry Cavill should take over the DCEU?
Henry Cavill could take over Marvel. I don't give a shit.
What about America?
Who?
America. America.
Fuck it. If he wants to run for America, let him run.
Japan revealed Star Wars stuff, but before May 4th anyway. Well, because doesn't Japan get to 4 before us? They're 13 hours ahead of us. By the time we get to May 4th, they're May 5th. But I don't know if I'm bugging or not, but Darth Vader, who was Anakin when he killed the kids, he came out to Cody Rhodes' song when they introduced him in the convention.
What?
You know that convention where they say the news for all the Star Wars shit that's coming up?
Yeah, the Star Wars con, yeah.
Yeah. He came out, and I don't know if this was fan made, but they had Cody Rhodes' entrance music playing while he did it, but I don't know if that's fake or not.
If he did, that was fucking badass.
Because you know what's funny? It starts off with wrestling has more than one royal family, and you see that it's just like Star Wars has more than one royal family. Palpatine and the Skywalkers. Palpatine, the Skywalker. Palpatine is his own family. As many times as he comes back from the dead.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Yo.
And it's Star Wars Celebration. Yes.
There you go. So Fortnite.
Somebody fucking pointed this out, which was hilarious. They were like, if you put in the movie crawl somehow Palpatine returned, that's okay. Because the movie should tell us how. If you have one of your characters in the movie tell us somehow Palpatine returned, that just means you didn't know how to write him in the movie.
Yeah. Listen. Why do you need words and shit to describe things? Just somehow it happened. Now live with it. Don't worry about it. Mind your fucking business. Shit.
Yeah.
It's like a mechanic. You bring your car, it's broken, it don't work. It's like, yo, I got it to run. Somehow I got that shit to run.
Yo.
I don't care. Here goes $50 and let's be on my way.
The whole movie can't be like that because the big point of the ending, kill me, take all my power, become the dark side. Ray, how you gonna stop Emperor Palpatine? I'm gonna fucking kill him. Did he not just say to do that?
Yeah, but if she wants to kill him, it's okay. But if she didn't want to kill him and she killed him, it's a problem.
No, I got it. So it's like the thing where I'm like, yo, I'm thirsty. And you're like, oh, I'll get you a water. I'm like, no. I'm thirsty. I'll get the water.
I want you to sympathize that you know what it's like to be thirsty also. Fucking white man can't jump. Can't believe you have fucking people don't know that movie reference. Well,
foods with the letter Q for 200.
One. Oh yeah, so like I was saying, Fortnite has a season now for Star Wars.
Yo,
they came out with the commercial where it goes, "You want to know how Palpatine somehow came back to life?" And it was Darth Vader healing him while he was downed. You know how you can revive people? Yeah. It was Darth Vader revive, and then they just started emojiing.
Yo, they did the Darth Jar Jar Binks
in Fortnite.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I gotta check that out.
Ahmed Best was like, "Yo," when he's always loved that theory. So when they came back to, like, when they said they were gonna do it, he wanted to be a part of it. So I don't know if he voiced it or some shit.
Okay. Shit. What's the next thing after Star Wars? After Andor? That's what's in.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, this was in the. I'm gonna try to get this picture up here.
Well, the Yankees was losing 3-2, and now they're winning.
This is the picture of him using Force Lightning from the game.
Yeah, because I think in the game you can
in the video.
Yeah, I think in the game you can pick up the weapon. You can pick up the gloves or some shit, and it gives you Force Lightning.
So what was your question now? What's after? So
yeah,
after Andor should be should be the movie, the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Then it should be Ahsoka season 2.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
So wait, Andor the movie?
No, Andor.
Okay.
Mandalorian and Grogu movie.
Okay.
Ahsoka season 2.
Ahsoka season. All right. You're not gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie. Andor season 1 was from wall to wall, really good show. Andor season 2, the first 3 episodes we saw are like an anime. Everybody says if you don't get hooked on the first episode of an anime, give it 3 episodes. And if you're not hooked by then it's not for you. And this one was like, okay, the first one, all right. The second one was like, ugh, gotta get through it. Then the third one did some shit, unnecessary fucking shit.
Yeah.
That now I'm like, all right, this is not, we're not watching Star Wars. This is The Wire.
Yeah. Well, you know, you don't need to convince us that the fucking What are they? The Republic?
The Empire.
The Empire is bad. Like we know this. We kind of figured that out after the first 9 movies, 4 TV shows, 5 cartoons, and a partridge in a pear tree. Just tell the fucking story.
Yo, somehow Palpatine returned. But they're gonna fully show us how this guy's a fucking asshole.
yeah. Oh, I don't think you understand how much of an asshole this guy is.
Yeah. Yo, in the writing room, they wrote it, and the producer was like, hold on, time out. You're gonna imply? I don't think they're gonna get it. Yeah. If you imply it, I don't think they're gonna get it. I think we need to go full bore and just show the attempt. And then not only that, because I still don't think they're gonna get it. You gotta say the words.
Yeah. And and the crazy shit is that's not what Star Wars is about. Like they implied Princess Leia, being sold on that market, with Jabba the Hutt, because she was dressed like that. But they never got to the point where there was an auction. She was just a slave. It was like, all right, yeah, you got this chick dressed like some shit. All right, cool. Here goes Luke. Kill everyone and get Han Solo out of the freeze dry. Like,
yeah, it was more of a he held me captive and made me wear this stupid shit.
Yeah.
But I was never in,
I was able to walk out of there. But yeah, no, you don't need that. If that's not what you buy, you don't need that. Fucking what's running for? Anyway, yeah. So Voltron, going back to that, we all know how detailed Henry Cavill is when it comes to reproducing other people's work. Like he with the sword wasn't right, and he said, "Nah, make that fucking sword again. I'm not walking around here as the Witcher with that stupid ass sword." I'm hoping that we get a fucking accurate Voltron robot, and we're not looking at some Power Ranger shit.
But see, this is the weird thing. This is the fucking manga and anime that started the craze for Power Rangers and all the other fucking ripoffs. But like I said, in America, Voltron has a following, but it's not super culturally relevant, right? Because even the Netflix animated series was good, but I kind of fell off watching it, even though I'm a massive fan. Nobody else, it's not in the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be people who don't know showing up going, "Oh, this is like Power Rangers," or "Oh, this is like something else." When you're like, "No, stupid. This is what inspired everything else." But we watched it out of order.
But I just hope that he goes, well, we can make shit like this serious also. We don't need, even though the last Power Rangers movie, besides the way the droids look and maybe their suits, it was alright. It was okay for the time. It wasn't like too kiddie. You could be an adult watching, like, all right, I can see part 2 doing this, but because they killed Billy. So that was like, oh shit, they killed Billy. They killed the black kid who's autistic. That's fucking convenient. You kill that one. But yeah, so I just like Pacific Rim was adultish. Like it was for adults. It wasn't a kid's movie. Yeah. But I hope it's better than Pacific Rim though. Like I'm not saying Pacific Rim wasn't bad. I want it to be like Real Steel.
I actually think Pacific Rim is better than Real Steel.
When it comes to the robots?
Yeah. When it comes to the way the action was framed and
how
Guillermo del Toro like set everything up.
Okay, I can see that. I was just saying like the gravitas of it, because it like Real Steel seemed like this is what the future is really gonna be like, and we're getting a glimpse of this.
Well, Real Steel needed that because
And
it was
it's
supposed to be
gone.
Huh?
Don Madley just hit a grand slam.
Don Madley.
Well, the guy who has Don Madley's mustache.
Oh.
I call him Don Madley because I don't know his fucking name. Number 28. He just hit a grand slam. Austin Wells.
Anybody who knows Yankee sports knows that the mustache gets passed down.
Yeah, Austin Wells. He just hit a grand slam.
What was I saying?
The Real Steel.
Oh, so Real Steel needed that because you were trying to portray Rock'em Sock'em Robots in the real world.
Yeah.
Where Pacific Rim was like, oh no, this is a live action anime. We know that. But they still did it. They still did it in a way that was so impactful that we're like, yo, this shit is fucking great.
Yeah. And part 2 was horrible. I don't even think I watched part 2. I just know it was horrible.
Yeah, because Guillermo del Toro didn't do that one.
I don't know why I'm looking at a picture. Matter of fact, I'll show you the picture. That's what made me quiet. I'm trying to figure. I don't know if you ever seen this shit before. Wonder Woman is ripping Superman's skeleton out of his body.
No, I wouldn't have thought that was possible.
Wonder Woman Dead Earth. Wonder Woman uses Superman's spine and skull as a weapon.
Give me a second, guys.
Yeah, I don't think that's possible either. That's crazy. All right, let's see what else we got for the news. Eric. Okay. The fucking guys from Smallville will all share a scene in The Boys season 5. I don't know why they have their names when their names are crazy. Like Eric Krapkick, Jensen Ackles, Jared Padalecki, and Misha Collins. I don't know why. Just say the fucking guys from Smallville are they Smallville? Now I don't even know who the fuck they are. Yeah, I think this is Smallville. They the guys from Smallville. Hold on, you know what? Let's fucking look up Eric Capelli. See where the fuck he's at. All right, Jensen Ackles. Let's see that motherfucker pissing me off. Which I never seen Smallville. Oh, that's fucking oh, it's Supernatural. Okay, yeah, so it was Supernatural. But he's fuck his name. Soldier Boy, there you go. Bro, appreciate you, Mr. Loki. I am horrible with names. Like I forgot his name was Soldier Boy in the fucking in The Boys. But he's in Crisis on Infinite Earth. Oh, he is. He's Batman. Wow. Who could have who put that together? That he was Batman in Crisis on Infinite Earth. Did you see Crisis on Infinite Earth? That shit was I had to give it a second chance after the first one. Like, this shit is boring. Yeah, that shit's fucking boring as shit. But apparently, all of them are having a scene in The Boys season 5, which Yo, like the boys is like the live action fucking Invincible. Them motherfucker cannot kill Soldier Boy. You can't kill fucking Homelander. You can't kill the fucking I think the only person that died was the fucking one that A-Train ran through.
The invisible dude didn't die?
Well, they blew his ass up, but he's invisible. We don't know if he came back together. They literally stuck C4 up his ass because his skin was like diamond. Your skin is like diamond. Your inside thing, so they put C4 up his ass.
Yo,
But,
so they didn't do that to Luke Cage, but that's kind of what they did to Luke Cage. They're like, yo, your skin's impenetrable, but your insides aren't. So they hit him hard enough to rupture his fucking organs inside, and they could not figure out how to fucking save him.
well, they should have did what they did in the show. Put him in the hot tub. The hot tub time machine. So, all right. So the boys from Supernatural are going to share a scene in The Boys season 5.
Okay.
You want me to fucking tell you their names? I will, since you convinced me.
No, Dean
Jensen Ackles, Gerard Padalecki, and Misha Collins.
Padalecki is his last name.
Padalecki. There you go. Him too. All 4 of them.
Okay, I don't watch The Boys, so.
I mean, The Boys is alright, but that's just another one that's fucking like overboard. But then again, if you watch if you from what I heard, if you read the comics, this shit is holding back, and it's just like, all right.
I'm tired of watching shit that's just looking at our heroes and going, see, they're all pieces of shit.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say: with great power comes great responsibility. No. My favorite Marvel superhero is Superman. With great power comes great responsibility. But what I'm trying to say is like
I know, because my favorite, one of my favorite superheroes is Green Lantern. We all know his creed, Wakanda forever.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So you know that's a famous saying for famous people, for famous times. So when you have absolute power, you're gonna be corrupted absolutely.
90% of the time. Anyway, other news.
I'm trying to see.
Box office. $74 million, I think, debut for Thunderbolts, #1 movie in America. It made more. It actually made more money overseas. 88 mil, I think, for $100 and something million worldwide. #1 movie in the world, which came in lower than the estimates. But if you remember, if you go back into our catalog, you notice that I said Thunderbolts was probably going to be the lower moneymaker, the least moneymaker, but the best movie out of the 3 coming out. So Fantastic Four, you now have a high bar.
Yeah.
The bar is not. Yeah. The bar is not lowered. It's not lowered.
And you chose to come out after
all the bullshit. I'm comparing you to the good shit now.
Word. What up, Tyson? So here goes a little quote for you. Silly putty implies the existence of serious putty. Someone goes, I believe that's called C4.
There you go.
Yeah. All right.
Here's something for you. You know that thing, I'm overwhelmed or underwhelmed?
Yes.
Do you know why nobody's just whelmed?
Because whelms are the communists.
No, whelmed is actually the act of feeling like you're drowning or you're losing or something. So if you're overwhelmed, then you're, what do you call it? You're really in the fucking deep end. If you're underwhelmed, you're fucking fine. There's nothing. You're good. But the word whelmed is the problem, that you're either over or under.
Okay. It's like I'm broke and I'm poor. No one's money. I don't know if you heard what I just said.
I heard I'm broke or I'm poor, and that's all I heard.
In my head, I was like, broke and poor, not the opposite end of the spectrum. Like, this goes to show you my mindset. I'm broke or I'm poor. There ain't no money here.
Yo, that's how you know that me and Toe are fucking living on the bottom. We don't even know what the other side. We think that if you're broke, you're doing way better if you have no money. Yo, hey, at least I'm broke, and I'm not some dude who doesn't have any money.
Shit. Talk about well enough.
Just to whelmed or whelm, engulfed, submerged, or buried.
All right, engulfed, submerged, or buried.
Yep. So that's why, cause I looked it up because somebody did a great short where they're playing the different languages, and the French language came up, was like, hey, English, what is this? And I was like, oh, underwhelmed or overwhelmed. Like, he explained it. And then the French guy was like, oh, well, I'm whelmed. He's like, no, you can't say that. That's not a thing. He's like, why? He's like, because it's just not a thing. He's like, no, I'm going to fucking say it, because if you don't know what it means, then we get to just fucking say it. So I looked it up. I was like, that's true. Why wouldn't you just say it?
Oh, shit.
So now you know, because you're,
well,
you're over or under it, you can't just be buried.
Because whelmed is like try. You do or you don't. There is no try. Yeah. There you go. It's you're either broke or you're poor. There is no money in it.
Either way.
Either way, sir. Get out of my store.
No, you know what? It kind of makes sense, because if you're broke, that implies you had money. If you're poor, that implies you never had money.
That's right. And there still ain't no money here. No matter how justification you get it. All right, here goes a little fun fact for you. After the death of Steve Rogers in Civil War, the comics, so we know, the Punisher took up the mantle for Captain America.
Yes.
And Lay said that was stupid.
Oh, have you ever seen the picture?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
I've shown it a few times on here. Nick Fury personally asked Frank Castle to take over that mantle.
Why?
Because who the fuck else are you going to get? No, the first person they tried was Clint. Okay. And Clint had the shield for less than a day and was like, this doesn't belong to me.
Because he's the Arrow guy?
No, because he knows what the weight of the shield. So Fury went to, who's the one dude nobody's going to fucking expect me to turn to?
Colossus.
Who'd you say?
Colossus.
Oh. Yeah, I wouldn't expect him to turn to him either.
The Russian. So,
but wait, guys, I'm Captain America.
And I'm the Red Guardian. We're on the phone together. Which one is which? So how long was he Captain America for?
Not too long, because I think he also turned around and was like, "This is not me. This is
because he needs to kill people."
There was no restriction. Like Fury didn't say, "Hey, now you can't kill." He just, I think, even though Steve never really liked Frank always respected Steve. So I think he was like, "Fuck it, you know, I'm not gonna disrespect what the shield means."
So, would you say, and this is probably a stretch, but would you say that Frank Castle and Captain America, like Batman and Superman, where they respect each other, like they're like this? I'm not saying that Cap does this for Punisher. Punisher does this for Cap, where he's like, this is the best person I know, and he respects it for it. Like how Batman and Superman is like, no matter how much we're on the opposite sides, I care about this dude.
No, not at all.
Okay, so Punisher will kill Superman. I mean, Punisher will kill Captain America, no qualms.
If he has to. So it's more like this. Frank, I don't agree with what you do. I don't even like how you do it and how you live your life and all that shit. Don't fucking talk to me. Stay over there. And Frank turning around going, fuck you, Steve. And the minute he turns around, he hears somebody else talking about Steve, and he'll go to that dude. Like, you don't ever fucking say shit about Steve Rogers.
Oh, because he knows what he did.
Yeah. Like, he respects Steve for what he's done. So they're not buddy-buddy, but he has respect.
And this is all going back to Hydra and how Cap doesn't. He's like, you're not gonna tell me who to save, like, cause
this is just going back to everybody sees the character of Steve Rogers.
Okay.
And it's hard not to respect Steve. Like this, you'll be hard. You don't have to like him, but you'll be hard pressed to find anybody written in the comics who doesn't have respect for him.
It's kind of like in the baseball world, Derek Jeter. Right? Everybody, like, you may not have liked him. He may not be a favorite fucking player, but everybody had respect for the captain.
Yeah.
All right. Who would win in the fight?
Sandy Koufax, or
no, Punisher or Captain America.
Is this a fight to the death or just a fist fight? Because if it's a fight to the death and they have no weapons, I think Frank is going to resort to underhanded tactics because he's just trying to get the kill and get out. If this is a fight with weapons and shit like that, I'd have to give it a little bit to Steve because he can use his shield better, and he does have the super soldier serum, so he is fucking stronger, and that does account for shit. But your strength doesn't account for anything when sand's gonna get thrown in your face as you get stabbed in the dick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Bang, fuck, shit, I'm dead.
Yeah.
That, if anybody wants to know, that's the actual procedure. Stabbing someone in the dick. Or if you shoot a fucking crow. Yes, because to us, the first one still exists.
No. To us, the first one's the only one. Well, nah, I like 3. I like 2 and 3. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I like fucking 2 and 3. Those 3 exist. I don't know anything about a 4th or a 5th remake. I got the real crow in this hand, and in this hand, I'm like, I don't even know. This is nothing.
What happened here? But all right, you want to get down to the nitty and the gritty?
Hell yeah!
All right, we gave everybody a chance to
go see it.
The word. Now we fuck up your lives. Oh, let me see something.
Yo, can I do the intro?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the main event discussion, our review of the new Avengers.
Spoiler number 1. How do you like them apples?
Where'd you think this meant?
Well, the other side.
Huh?
My thing is the other side.
Oh, to me, it's right there.
Oh, there you go.
That's weird. Right.
Yeah. Riverside don't give a shit what you see.
Who cares what you see? We're only here for the people.
Yes.
Give the people what they want.
They want it to the left side.
You're fucking with my timetable.
May 3rd, 2025. The release of the Thunderbolts. The first showing. by the end of that show, we have been witness to the release of the new Avengers, because it's no longer the Thunderbolts. It's the new Avengers.
Yo, I am surprised that going in Sunday, that wasn't spoiled for us.
Me too.
Well, I'm actually, I don't go on social media, so I had no fucking, there's no way I can know. But I'm surprised there wasn't like already a commercial or some shit.
Yeah. No, word.
Or walking into the theater, they already replaced the sound line.
We gave our predictions. Let's talk about that. We gave our predictions of the Asterisk. And I was like, yo.
I said I knew I was wrong.
Yeah. And I was like, yo, they're probably just going to fucking change the name of the movie right then and there. They're going to end it with, boom, this is the new name, Shaquanda.
Yeah, you were right. We wrong on the name, but right.
Yeah. I did not expect them to be the new Avengers. Maybe the Dark Avengers or the Suicide People.
the Squadron of Suicidals.
Yeah, the Super Duper Squad. You know, the Super People. Because they were foreshadowing it when the Senate said that when they were trying to impeach D. Fontaine. You don't call him the Secretary of Defense.
Yo, that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Dude, before we get into the movie, Julia Louis-Dreyfus was doing an interview and said that she wanted to fight somebody in this movie. And they were like, what? She's like, yeah, I'm in the action movie. Let me throw a punch or something. So she spent a week training with the stunt team, and she had a whole fight scene with this dude where she beat the shit out of this guy. And when the movie came out, which we saw, all that got left in where she walked up and briefly punched him as the camera cut away.
When the fuck was that?
Right when they were about to shoot at Bob. They were shooting at him, and she was trying to get him to stop, so she ran over to Hank.
Oh, yeah.
And just, it was super quick. She just, and then they cut. Because she didn't do the whack-em sound.
Whack, 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 whack. You know what it is? Because I think it would have been distasteful to do a head scissors takeover. Because, you know, that's the move that all these women do in Marvel now.
It wouldn't have been distasteful for her to just go up, chop him in the throat, elbow him in the face, knee him or some shit.
I know, but just saying, it's like, that's the Red Room shit. But, all right, let's go scene for scene. Well, we can't go scene for scene, but let's go shot for shot. We're going to start the movie. We're going to start the movie off from the beginning, and we're going to end it at the end. And we're going to have a little bit of the middle in there, and that's what makes this movie very good for show. There's a beginning, the middle, and an end.
And then an end.
Yeah, and then an end, and then something happens after the end. So it's not complicated to follow. It's very good. Very, very useful thing.
So we start where all good stories start. In the middle. Towards the end.
No, but yeah, we're going with Elena. And she's sitting on the roof.
Yeah, they set the tone already.
Yeah.
By talking about the other side of shit that you don't see in superhero movies. Normally in superhero movies, it's how much action can you do? How good is it to have power? And, you know, that the peril is, do people know who I am? Are they going to mess with my family? Bless you. But here we get to see the other side. What happens when you don't have a fulfilling life? Where what you're doing doesn't fucking mean shit to you, and you have no support system.
Yeah. Because life isn't always rainbows and sunshine.
And with Bob, I'm so glad they did this, because that is a major part of that character. And they didn't shy away from it. And they didn't try to do some stupid shit with it. They kept it grounded. They kept it heartfelt. They kept it respectful.
Yeah. And
so she jumps off the roof of this fucking really big ass building, parachutes in.
It was in the Middle East, right? Somewhere in the Middle East.
I think in Dubai. I think.
Hmm.
I don't know if that's where the movie tells us she was, but I think that's the buildings they were.
Yeah. Why did they change the name so fast? Because if you've seen Captain America: Brave New World, Thunderbolt Ross was considered a fucking a threat to the people and a criminal because he turned into the Red Hulk, but he also made plans with the leader to take to become president and all that other shit. So he's a bad guy. And the original name for this team was the Thunderbolts because they were under Thunderbolt Ross with the Red Hulk. But you can't have a team that's supposed to be the superheroes named after a fucking rogue Red Hulk fucking criminal that used to be the president.
So there's actually multiple explanations because that's one.
Yeah.
The second explanation is that what I said last week. In the comics, the Thunderbolt name wasn't attached to Ross. It was just a random thing that Baron Zemo said. And in this movie, for the purpose of this movie, they changed the name so quick because the Thunderbolts were not the name of this team.
Yeah. That was it was one of those like ironic shits.
Yeah, somebody mentioned something once and then they ran with it.
Oh, yeah.
It was never an official name.
Yeah, we're going to get to that real
Hence
quick.
the asterisks.
Yeah. So, so she jumps off of the building in Dubai.
And infiltrates the medical facility that she has to sanitize.
Yeah. AKA destroy everything.
Yeah. Did you notice the shadows on the wall?
Yes, but it didn't come through until later on in the movie where they actually showed.
So, this is where I had the advantage of watching the coming attractions and seeing certain things. When I saw that, I was like, "Oh shit! I know what that means already."
Ah. Okay. So her mission that she chose to accept was, well, all right. Backstory: DeFontaine is trying to be impeached. Whatever she's doing, she's failing at it. So other people took over. Bucky and his people, they set up a investigation and a trial to impeach her, and she was a part of this company that was trying to develop super people, super soldier serums and all that other shit, which is illegal. So she had Elena and other operatives destroy evidence so that way she wouldn't be able to be impeached and she's squeaky clean. So Elena now is trying to destroy some part of evidence that's behind the wall that she needs facial recognition for. And she's just sitting there talking about some story to a dude that's tied up. And she's like, "Hello, you ain't even listening to me. Like, you're a bad hostage." And then the doctor comes in and she's like, "Oh, wait, let me guess. You made something revolutionary. It's going to change the world, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Give me your face. I want to open the door." Which is dope because as much as people, want to say shit about comic book movies or action movies, I find it, I love it when people have their own personalities in movies and they're always that personality. It fits everywhere. But think about it. If you was that good at your job and you was bored, wouldn't you be doing the same shit? Like if let's say you was a video game player and you play Fortnite all the time and there's all these kids challenge like, "Here goes the fucking tower. Knock, knock, come down. I'm going to shoot you." Like at one point, wouldn't you just start fucking mocking the people that you're about to kill?
Yeah, but I mean, that seems to just be in her
DNA.
Yeah. Because she talked about the hat. Fucking bitch.
But shit. Yeah, and then she decided that she wants something more than just doing this.
Yeah, she went to go see the Red Guardian.
Which I don't know how she didn't realize that motherfucker was miserable. No one is so happy living in a house like that with a fucked up limo and shit. But
well, one, I don't. You can play it two ways. One, I think she did know, but given the fact that they played family, she let him have that because that's what she's used to.
hmm.
Or two, because they played family, she lets him say whatever until she catches the lie. You know what I mean?
Okay. Like she's allowing him to be the father.
Yeah. So one, she's either allowing him to be the dad and let him do this shit, or two, she's listening. She's waiting through the bullshit to catch the real. So I'm gonna let you say, "Oh, I'm happy," and until I see exactly where the fuck you really stand.
I guess it's an interrogation process. Because he was quick to be like, "No, I'm fucking miserable. Why do you think I want Fontaine's number?" But yeah, so she goes there. They have a good, scene there. We're watching, we're trying to get the development of this character, and she calls up DeFontaine, goes, "Look, I'll take the mission, the next mission, but I want to be in front of the news." Like she wants to be a superhero. And she wants to like, because he told her like the glory and all that shit was his happiest moment. So she thinks she's gonna be fulfilled by being in front of the camera and being a superhero.
That was low key heartbreaking.
Yeah, right.
Because so he essentially, if you watch the Black Widow movie, they were essentially a family, and it was real for Yelena.
Yeah, because she was young.
And to hear him go, the happiest I ever was, not was when we were playing family. It was when I was getting orders done and everybody looked at me as a fucking god in this red guardian outfit. That's when I was the happiest. That's a little low key heartbreaking. Because then that's just further cementing that it wasn't real.
Yeah.
So she has nothing to hold on to.
Yeah. And someone played a scene of when she was fighting Hawkeye on the ice, and Hawkeye was telling her like, "Yo, she chose to kill herself. Like she chose to sacrifice herself so we could live." She's like, "Bullshit," and then he does the whistle, and he convinces her that she did it, and then she realizes. So now she's living with the grief, and some shit like that you never get over. So.
And again, to have that done in a fucking quote unquote superhero movie.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what was missing. Because everybody likes to say that this is Marvel Suicide Squad. Right? Because it's supposed to be the bad guys or the dickheads teaming up.
Yeah.
But if you want to compare it, that is what was missing from the Suicide Squad movie. Like, what is the reason you guys ended up here?
Yeah.
Harley was driven mad by heartbreak, or driven mad and then driven into motivated by heartbreak. They try to put, Will Smith he lost his daughter and he had to do a job, but none of it hit because they didn't allow us to see the truth.
Yeah.
They just said it in a bio and gave us a flashback because we could put Batman in it. Where here we got the fucking truth from everybody, including my boy.
Yo, because listen, talking about Suicide Squad, I would compare what is his real name? Like what is his character's name?
Who?
your U.S. agent
Walker?
John Walker. I would compare John Walker to the Diablo guy from Suicide Squad, the first one, where you know you don't really know what the fuck, like, you know the past. Some people know the past, but like you don't see it in them. It's just like, yo, I'm not coming out. I'm not being this devil motherfucker. And Walker's like, I'm not this dude that drove away his family. I'm gonna still be the guy that's good enough to be Captain America here.
Yeah.
And then slowly but surely, you break down and you're like, oh, okay, this guy destroyed his family because he couldn't control his fire, and this guy let the fucking failure of him being Cap drive his family away.
Yeah, it turned him into an even bigger asshole because he now has to lash out at everybody because he doesn't have control.
Which, do you think that's a side effect of the super soldier serum, or is that just him?
No, that's just him.
Okay.
Remember, the super soldier serum amplifies who you are. So Steve was already good. Now he's fucking mega good.
Bad man, worse
Johann
man,
Schmidt
man, great man.
was already a fucking horrendous person. Turn him into the Red Skull. Bucky was different because Bucky was brainwashed. But with but with Walker, he didn't get the full version. Like, he got a replicated version. So he didn't go full on heel. But kind of like a drunk. Where is he an abusive drunk? No. He's not going to get up and hit you or beat you. But he's going to say some shit he's going to fucking regret when he sobers up.
Yeah, because he drinks because he's in pain.
Yeah.
But, yo, that line that she gave him at the end, fucking, even your family knows you're a dickhead. Or even your family knows you're a piece of shit. It's like, wow.
Yo, the realization he had. Yo, this is the effectiveness of this movie. You feel for Yelena. You feel for the Red Guardian. Ghost actually didn't have that much emotional shit in it.
Yeah.
She was the relief. She was the character where you could do a little bit of the comedy and you can step out of the emotionality for a second with her.
Yeah.
But then you get to John, and I don't know, maybe it hit me more because I'm attached to the character regardless. But I know we're skipping around a bit, but when he touched Bob and they go to that scene where the baby's, sitting there wanting attention and he's just on his phone. And he's like, "What? I'm watching the fucking kid. He's fine. You don't like the way I do? You fucking come in here." He didn't curse, but he was like, "You come in here, what?" I was in my head disappointed. I was like, "God damn it, John." I almost felt like that Rocky thing. Cause that's how losing is done, and that ain't you. Like,
no, yeah. Shit, that was disappointing to see that shit.
So they get the new mission. She gets a new mission. She has to follow an asset into a secret location and eliminate him. Turns out she's following Ghost. Then we get probably the coolest, and it's a very cool action scene, but the coolest concept of a fucking showdown where she's there to fight Ghost. John Walker shows up to kill her. Ghost is there to kill
John Walker.
No, Ghost is there to kill Taskmaster.
Oh, yeah.
Taskmaster's there to kill John. And none of them are interfering with other people. I'm only here for Yelena. I don't give a shit what Ghost is doing. Like, if they fight each other, yeah. But I'm not here for Ghost. So if she don't do shit to me, I'm not doing shit to her. I'm here for my target. And that fucking ping-ponging, it's a dope concept. Because it reframes you from having to ask the question, well, why wouldn't you just turn around and see Walker's dealing with that and just pop Walker in the back? I'm not here for Walker.
Yeah.
I'm here to eliminate my target, and that's it.
It's like when Taskmaster said to Elena, "Is like I'm not here for you."
Yeah, which that's first surprise of the movie, which is probably Lay's favorite part of this movie.
Yeah,
they take the Taskmaster mask up to reveal that it is the same actress, and then almost immediately, Ghost snipes her in the head.
Yeah, that was crazy. She fricazed right in front of her ass.
Yeah, and right off the bat, you're like, okay, we playing for keeps.
Word. Because that made that scene like, oh, this shit is dope. Serious. Because it's like, oh no, you're watching killers here.
Yeah.
This isn't Iron Man and Bucky and Cap fighting each other because they're mad. No, this is killers.
And sorry, Lay, I know you don't like this girl, but I actually like this version of what we saw from this Taskmaster, because she was, again, using elements of other people's shit, and then she went toe to toe with John, shield to shield, and to see her outuse the shield because she knows how he would do it, how Cap would do it. That was fucking dope.
Yeah. That was the fluidity of all that shit was fucking crazy. And then Bob comes
there was a thing where I think like John went to go swing over her, and she bounced the shield off the ground underneath his swing to get him.
Possibly. I have to rewatch that shit because, a lot of stuff gets lost when you follow the movie.
When you don't know what you're looking at.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that shit's dope. That shit's dope. Then you get into the movies like, oh, shit, yeah, wait. That fight scene, they did do this. Because like the brain is processing. And then you try to remember, and it's like, all right, let me remember the last thing, the most important thing, or whatever the thing may be. But yeah, so then Bob comes out of a casket.
Yeah, which we find out not even the second twist. Because if you saw the trailer, you knew. But if you didn't see the trailer, second twist. Dee Fontaine just sent them all there so they could be incinerated.
Yeah.
She was cleaning up all loose ends.
Which was funny. You don't hear the siren? Maybe that's them coming to come and pick me up after I kill y'all motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You don't feel the instant heat the room has now, how much hotter the room is? It's like, bro, stop. This motherfucker was so full of himself. Like, I came here to kill y'all motherfuckers. They coming here to rescue me. Like, they coming here to pick my ass up. So let's stop fucking around. Let me finish. Let me kill you. Let me kill you just once.
Then they're like, oh. So they had a protocol for ghosts. Anytime she tried to phase through the wall, a sonic scream would come and disrupt her. So like, yo, we gotta look for the power source, which led to some shit where I like John, where I like Walker, where they find it, and Yelena's like, all right, how do I hotwire and rewire? And he just came up and bashed the shit. It was like, let's go. This is how you fucking, you want the door open? Break it. And the door, the shit would stop, and she can walk through.
Word.
Then we get that tense moment where you're like, okay, I thought, because on all the posters, Taskmaster's there, which I don't know if she's in the new posters. She's probably not in the new ones. You know what? I'm going to look this up. Yeah, so if you look at the original one, she's there. I don't know if she's in the new posters, to be honest.
So one of them, she's in it, but like in the back, and you just see her mask. Yeah, she's in the new posters. But something that makes sense because you don't want to like ruin the fact that she's not in the movie for that long for people who don't.
Yeah, because so that her death actually led to a tense moment where Ghost leaves, and you're like, all right, okay, she should be back by now. This is taking too long.
Yeah.
What the fuck's happening? And you're like, oh wait, is Ghost not on this team either? And then the door opens and they all get out. And again, this is a low-key funny line, which I don't know if people heard or if they appreciated. John was like, oh, you came back for us. And she goes, no, I came back because I couldn't get the elevator to work.
Yeah, I heard that.
So now they're stuck with an elevator shaft that goes from the ground floor that they're on to the watchtower that the Justice League is in up in fucking lower orbit.
Yeah, word, a mile. What was it? A mile below the mountain.
They were fucking 3 days below fucking wherever they were, man. So they coming up with that's where we see the first sign of what Bob can do.
Yeah. So wait, let's get to that. Can he do that?
Yes. Not Sentry, because we'll get to it, but the other guy.
Okay.
They have different sets, the power sets.
Okay.
Because technically they're two separate entities.
Kind of like Moon Knight.
Yeah. Kind of like that. So we get the first look where what was it? It was Yelena when she was younger playing hide and go seek. What?
Yeah, Mr. Logan, what you mean by why couldn't they use Zero in the film? Again.
So she's hiding in the woods and her friend comes up and you think it's like a game of like hide and seek. And originally I thought that was Widow. I thought that was Natasha.
So did I.
And then she turns around and is like, oh, we're not playing. I lured you here. And this dude comes out of the fucking woods and shoots this little girl. And that was one of her first Red Room
tests.
And then we go into the next thing where they're trying to get out. They make the plan to lock arms and walk up the side of this thing.
So they're in like the elevator shaft. The elevator shaft is like a cylinder.
Yeah.
It's a circle. It's not a square. No, it's like a circle.
And I guess it would work when you got Bob, who doesn't know how strong he is, Walker, who does know how strong he is, and the other two who are trying their best to hold up their end. They're actually making it. After Walker jumped from here to the moon and fucking didn't get close. Like, I've never even seen Steve jump that high. like he fucking got up there. So they do all that. They finally make it. They make it to the top. But then they come to the realization, how the fuck are they going to get everybody up there? And that's when the craziest cameo happened. Kurt Russell showed up for one scene, for one line. When I say that, I mean Wyatt Russell turned 100% as if he fucking transmuted into Kurt Russell. He sounded like him. He looked like him.
Yeah.
His mannerisms were him.
He shook his head like him.
Yeah. Where he just like, fine, fuck it, I'll do it myself. Like,
give me the fucking thing.
That was fucking bananas.
Yeah.
Oh, Zemo.
Because
I think Zemo was either, I can't remember how it ended. If he was caught again or if he's on the run.
Wasn't he in Wakanda?
They did not leave Zemo in Wakanda, unless they arrested him.
Yeah, didn't they want him?
If he's in a Wakandan prison,
No, Zemo blew up the rest of the super soldiers.
No, that's in the movie, not in the TV show.
No, the fucking the flag smashers. Remember, they were all getting arrested, and he blew up the truck that they were in.
Oh yeah. But he did it. He called somebody, so he was in a prison.
Okay.
Because I remember distinctly now. He was on the phone with somebody.
His driver.
Like, it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Zemo's away. That's why he wasn't in the film.
Word. He was chilling with Isaiah Washington.
Yeah. I don't. Dan, you asking me to think about a fucking gotta be a 4-year-old TV show now?
Something like that, yeah.
That came out during the pandemic?
Yeah. That's why we related so much. Because the snap in the pandemic was like too close to each other.
So Wyatt goes up there, it sends everybody falling. Ghost does something to catch Yelena. Yelena does something to catch Bob. They pull everybody up. Then we get to see the scene that disappointed me with Walker, because he touches Bob and goes into that scene where he's supposed to be watching his kid, who wants a little bit of attention in the crib, who's technically fine, but wants some attention, and John's just on his phone reading once again, for probably the 450th time, the failure of the new Captain America.
Which we don't bring this up either, that he's dealing with grief also because he lost his best friend.
Yeah.
Battlestar.
Which there was a line where Ghost was like, "Oh, like you're squeaky clean. You murdered somebody in cold blood out in the middle of the street."
Yeah.
And it plays because John like kind of recognizes it, and it stings a little. But in reality, this man killed his fucking.
Yeah, he was a super soldier, and he killed
Battlestar. He killed his fucking partner.
So he's not an innocent man in the street.
Yeah, and I don't know. This is the moral gray area that I like. Like, I love good guys and bad guys, but if you're gonna if you want to do something interesting, give me somebody that's in a gray area where you're like, yo, he killed somebody in the middle of the street. And you're like, yeah. But if you found out why, you'd probably do the same.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you just took the serum. You don't really know what it does. You're fucking angry. You're not really seeing what you're seeing.
Yeah. And you know what's the crazy shit is, just brought that up. In that show, while Walker was the new Cap, the debate was, do you take the super soldier serum? Right? Brave New World, since Sam is the new Cap, he's always questioned why he never took that super soldier serum.
Yeah, but you see the difference. Well, the one stupid difference, that the pedantic difference that people are gonna fucking get at is, but Sam has the magical Wakandan vibranium shit, blah blah blah. Yeah, but the actual debate is, you see a man and Sam Wilson who knows the world he lives in and is like, I have to think of a better way to do this, because I can't do what they do. That's why Cap gave him the shield. Versus a man like Walker, who turned around and said, I need to get as strong as them. I can't do what they do.
Yeah, we gotta make this shit a fucking even playing field.
Yeah, and that's why he doesn't deserve the fucking shield.
Which is, which is crazy. I just like how they keep that something, because not only do you have to live up to the man of Steve Rogers, it's just, let's face it, Steve Rogers was a super soldier. Like, this man can do unbelievable things because of the stuff he took and who he was. I don't I can be him all I want morally. I can't be him all I want physically. You know, and usually the people that you have to fight are super. They're enhanced somehow. So you would think, like, yo, if it's good enough for Steve, it's good enough for me, right?
True. But if you listen to the story of Cap and them, right? Would Sam Wilson right now jump on a grenade if you threw the grenade into a fucking group of people?
Yeah.
All right? But at the time when they threw it to Steve, would Sam have done it then? Before all this shit,
No.
would Sam have jumped on that grenade?
No, I think Sam would have jumped on someone else to try to protect that one person instead of protecting everybody.
Yeah. Or he would have fucking took cover.
Yeah.
Because you do what the fuck you're trained. Grenade! And you get out, like, you're trained. Fuck out the way. Right? I can fucking guarantee you they do not train us. Grenade! And you jump on it. No. That is not how we're trained to handle that situation.
Word.
Just like the Secret Service is supposed to jump in the way of a bullet for any president. But the training is not gun and you.
Yeah, they're not in school, guys shooting bullets, jump in the way of the bullet.
Yeah, the initial training is you hear gun, you get him down.
Yeah.
And if you take the bullet and getting him down, you take the bullet. And
we'll give you a medal for it.
Yeah, not the fucking, where's the sniper? There? I'm right here. Do it. Like,
shoot me now. Oh, that makes perfect sense.
But so that's the difference. That's why when Steve did it, it was undeniable. It was undeniable. Like, fuck, we got to give it to him.
And you know what the crazy shit is, though? Here's the thing, because we could take this a step further, right? Because if you think about it, Bucky would have jumped on the grenade for Steve.
Yeah.
Sam would have jumped on the grenade for Bucky. Walker would have jumped on the grenade for Battlestar. Steve jumped on the grenade for everyone.
Yeah.
Because there was nobody that he was fucking personally invested with in that camp that he wanted to save. They just said grenade, he jumped on it. He's like, I'll sacrifice myself to protect everybody here. Which kind of is like Tony learned that from him, and he jumped on the grenade by snapping.
Yeah.
All right, back to the new Avengers and.
Yo, but that's what's good about this movie, man. It lends itself to conversation and to actual fucking not that I don't like your questions, but you don't walk out of that going, well, is the new Avengers team who could kick whose ass? Like, is John going? Like, no, we're talking about real fucking discussion because we saw a real fucking movie with real shit in it.
Yeah. Shit.
So they get out, they get up the thing, and they're trying to figure out how to get out. They're surrounded now because DeFontaine sent another kill squad.
Yep. And around this time, that's when DeFontaine's assistant realized that there's someone there that was not invited.
Yeah. Bob.
Yeah. And they're trying, who the fuck is this guy? And they put 2 and 2 together. It's like, oh, this motherfucker survived the trials. And you know what the crazy shit is? Like, this is the true mark of the writing. Like, later on in the movie, you realize that Bob was not the one. He wasn't Steve Rogers. He was the people that they tested the super soldier serum on and got all the side effects to fix the shit before Steve Rogers got the fucking super soldier serum.
To go, like you said, go a little deeper. Bob wasn't the one. He was a one they had.
Yeah. He survived by the grace of Bob. Yeah. And he just so happened, DeFontaine, instead of her saying, all right, we got to do something, she's like, fuck it. I got one.
Let's roll with it.
You know, it's like, yo, I never baked cupcakes. So I'm gonna just do this batch to see how it works. Fuck. Get the best looking one and we're gonna give that to our boss now. We don't have any time. That's what it was.
Yeah, and you accidentally made a lava cake.
Yeah.
Because on the outside it looks good, but on the inside that shit's nothing. Like it's melted.
Word. It's fucked up. Yeah, so then they
so Ghost leaves.
Again. Well, they're telling the plan. And it's funny, and it's like, and then what does she do? Well, she goes and she leaves. Fuck. Fuck it, it still works with us too. Then, I think at that point Ghost was like, oh, fuck this, I'm just gonna get a car. You guys get out and I'll pick you up later.
I honestly think the same shit happened with the elevator.
She couldn't get out.
Where no, she was like, I'm leaving, and it just so happened that the direction she was going, she ran into them and was like, well, fuck it, get in.
Yeah, their distraction caused her to be able to get a car, and she's like, you know something? These motherfuckers are really helping me out. Come on, get a ride.
So we have a scene that depicts why I keep saying that, yeah, John is an asshole, but he's really misunderstood. Because Yelena's like, yo, I'm going to go blind them. So they come in. You wait for me to turn on the lights. You take out them in the second wave when they're blinded. And Walker is sitting there waiting. Nothing's happening. Yelena's talking with Bob. All this shit. Hitting buttons. Like she knows what the fuck she's doing. Hits the thing, nothing happens. And she even goes like, why didn't that work? And in my head, I was like, because you hit random buttons. Yeah. Have you ever seen this before?
Yeah, like you're working a dam here. This isn't a light switch. Like, what did you think you were doing? And I'm pretty sure, I don't think all these temperature gauges and pressure gauges and switch this is the lights. Maybe the breaker was the power, but you just overloaded the breaker.
Yeah.
You're turning on the first floor. How many switches you need to turn on the first? What was you gonna blind them in the basement too? The light's so powerful in the basement is gonna fucking come up from underneath the mask. The mask is gonna blind them. The light in the heaven's coming. And it's like, shit. How many lights you need?
So we see Walker actually wait until they did such a good job. I don't know. I can't speak for everybody else, but for me watching, they did such a good job that even I was like, okay, you got to go.
Yeah.
She failed. Yeah, I know she failed. You got to fucking go, John.
He's breathing on your neck, John. Yeah. Start kicking ass.
Yeah, the call is coming from inside the house.
Yeah.
So then he says, "Fuck it."
They took a plate of dinner.
Yeah,
like they're comfortable.
Any closer, and his tongue would be in your throat.
Word.
So he takes off to kick the shit out of everybody, and he's even like, "Well, fuck it. I guess I got to do everything on my own." kicks the shit out of everybody. She comes down. There's a big thing. She's like, fuck, Walker left me. She's trying to protect Bob. Fucking, she gives Bob a gun, which is hilarious. He's like, yo, don't you think I should get a gun? She's like, no. And then a minute shit goes down. He's like, here's a gun. And he instantly, how do I use this?
Yeah, right.
My man, you just asked for one 10 minutes ago.
You point and shoot it. Don't point it at me.
Then they almost shoot John.
Well, they shot at him, and then they had the shield.
So they get out. Ghost gets him the car. They put Bob in the back. They go. And if anybody has ever played Baldur's Gate 3 or D&D in general, we know that this is now the time where your party has an interaction where they got to talk themselves out of it or a big fight happens. And John failed the fucking charisma check 3 times in a row.
Show me your ID. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then she goes, oh, this is a fucking perfect plan.
So they're about to get fucked up. But Bob leaves the fucking car, tries to go to set up a distraction. He's sitting up front. They open fire on him. They light his ass up. That's where we get that brief fucking 1 millisecond scene of DeFontaine knocking somebody out. We think Bob is, well, they think Bob is dead. The Thunderbolts are like, fuck it, he's dead. We gotta go. This motherfucker gets up, untouched, flies off into the sky. I think he ran out of oxygen, right? Because he wasn't used to it.
Yeah.
So he allowed his brain to think, oh shit. And he plummets back to Earth and explodes. Which they explain later on in the movie.
Did he explode?
There was he not only left the crater, but there was a little bit of energy dispersion.
Okay, because I know he hit the crater.
Yeah, but remember they saw him. Impact. They saw it in the sky. Something flashed in the sky, and then he fell.
Okay.
Then we what do you call it? We get the fucking thing where they're walking, and they see a car, and yo, you got to give it up to Red Guardian, because they saw him, and he got down, and apparently he saw them the whole time. Because he's honking his ass off, like, yo, I see you. Deep.
Lena, it's me, Red Guardian. Don't go to the mountain. They're going to kill you in the mountain with the incinerator. I heard it. And she's like, what? I don't know him. Like, no, obviously you know he knows you. He called you by your name. That way he knew the plan though. He's like, wait, don't go to the 3rd floor. They're gonna incinerate you, and if you don't get incinerated, they're gonna blow you up. Like, how long were you driving this bitch for?
Hey, like, that's why he took the job.
It's like, shit, you got breach of contract, sir, because there's no way that you drove that car and did not sign a fucking DNR or do not resuscitate or the no, you didn't hear shit pamphlet or whatever the fuck they call it. NDA, there you go. You didn't pay for the NBA. Word.
So the little bit that we skipped over is Bucky going up to the assistant and essentially telling him like, yo, flip so we can get this bitch arrested. They were at some functioning like fundraiser party or something.
Yeah, because so the thing with the assistant and DeFontaine was the assistant was having some moral issues with killing these people. And she's, it's just like, yo, this isn't right, but you got to do whatever the fuck your boss tells you. And she's like, hey, press the button to incinerate him. And she got nervous, so DeFontaine did it.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things like, all right, you're going a little bit too far here, woman. When this shit was on the up and up, it's cool. But now that you're fucking killing people and destroying shit just because you don't want to get caught, now it sounds a little illegal.
Yeah. Then, so then they find Bob's body. They take him back to New York because we finally find out. Yet again, if you saw the trailer, you knew. But we finally found out who bought Avengers Tower. And it's DeFontaine and the Ox Corporation.
Yeah, I think
I don't know how the fuck they spell it, but I think it's Ox Corporation. Which, by the way, in the comics was ran by a clone of DeFontaine. Which is hilarious. So they bring him back. Which leads to, again, if you saw the coming attraction, you knew what was happening. If you didn't, this was a fucking good scene. The movie's great. The marketing's got to stop. Marketing's weird because you got to get us into the theater. But you don't want to show too much of the good shit. But the Thunderbolts are driving away. We find out why they called the Thunderbolts as they're driving. When Yelena was little, she played for a soccer team, a youth soccer team, called the Thunderbolts. And she said it. She's like, "Oh, whether we like a team, no." John was talking about why he should be in charge. Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, I'm military decorated. I'm a hero. I'm a former Captain America, captain of my football team, won a championship 3 years in a row, varsity, junior varsity, blah blah blah." And Yelena was like, "Oh yeah, I was the goalie of the Thunderbolt team."
Hey, does anybody else have a point in the story that they want to talk about?
We gotta say the most important part. Some random girl took a shit in the middle of the field once.
Yeah,
which was fucking crazy. So they're in the limo, and I think Ghost or Walker calls themselves the Thunderbolts. And Guardian's like, "Where do you know that name?" And they're like, "Oh,
so it was Walker." He's like, "Oh, you have yourself a team, yeah, the Thunderbolts." He's like, "How did you know that?" It is the fucking.
And this is where it's reiterated that the girl took a shit in the middle of the field.
Yeah, they couldn't tell who sponsored that team. Well, it was Sean's Electric or fucking Oppenheimer's douche. But this bitch shitted everywhere. Shit all over the place. It was very bad. Very bad. Shitstorm. They couldn't handle the shit.
Yo. Dude, you know what's funny? In my mind, I can't decide whether whoever it was just had an accident and like shit in her pants at midfield and ran off, or if it's like literally took the pants down, squatted in the middle of the field and took a shit.
Yeah. Just bad, blah, and she's fucking 3 feet off the ground. What's going on, show?
What's up, brother? You took a shit in the middle of the theater? What was it?
You're coming in as we're giving our review of Two Girls, One Cup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that was the movie we was watching over the weekend.
Nice. I didn't want you to to mess up the one that you actually went and watched for me.
Do you know you always come in the middle of me saying something?
Yeah.
Whether it's poignant or not. You never interrupt anybody else. And I can't tell if that's you or if that's him.
Once it pops up, I bring him in because I know if he waits 3 seconds, he's like, "Yo, I'm out. I tried. I'll be back next week. I can't make it. My app's working."
It was me. My apologies. You're my favorite guy in this whole network.
I doubt that.
So I gotta make sure.
So did you see the movie? Probably not.
No, that's why I wasn't here. I couldn't. Yeah, I wasn't gonna mess it up for you.
Show. That is not the reason why you weren't here.
Hey, today it was. Normally it's not.
So you in the bathroom?
I am.
Okay, so you're taking the shit in the middle of the field now.
The middle of work. It's the only place I can hide. I don't want to be in front of everybody.
Because of Andor. You didn't watch Andor.
So
wait a minute. Y'all talking about Thunderbolts or Andor?
Thunderbolts.
Oh, I was gonna say the other name.
You see? The new Avengers.
You should know by now.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Listen, man. You want to spoil the movie for yourself? That's on you. But I'm not gonna spoil the movie for you. So after she took a shit on the field.
Yeah, so they're talking. Bad guys catch up. Because believe it or not, it's not really effective when you're honking your fucking horn in the middle of a desert when they're looking for escapees.
Yes,
so of course they figure out where to.
And
we're here.
Yo, and Joe, a little fun fact for you and everybody that's playing the home game. Limos are not designed to go that fast.
Yo, I honestly think he took the wrong limo.
You know what it was? The limo he had was the limo that Wolverine was rocking. He forgot he lent it to Wolverine and Logan. That's what happened.
Yeah, because my man
said
was
this shit is bulletproof. And everything started breaking. The bullets is it. And he's like, it's bulletproof-ish. It slows the momentum of the bullet.
Yeah, so they caught up. Then they catch up quick because they're like, yo, gun it. He's like, yo, I'm gunning it. And he goes from 53 to 54 miles an hour. Speeds untold.
The best part, he flicks the switch to put the defenses up, and it's just a fucking nightclub now.
Yeah, which is why I think he took the wrong fucking car.
Yeah.
Because nobody in their right mind flips a switch expecting shit to happen if you know that that's what that switch does.
And you should know what that switch does because you put it there. But he had the brilliant idea. Give me the walker. And he fucking lights it, throws the miles off, and it's like, well, at 90 miles an hour, this fire isn't gonna really help.
No, but it was a good idea.
Yeah, and in slow motion. Flame everywhere, and the guy's like, "Come on, motherfucker. This is a truck."
Then we get Yelena getting out of the car, aiming up, and even he's like, "What the fuck are you gonna do? Get in the car. You're just gonna shoot with a fucking 9mm." And then she fires, and the truck explodes, and everybody's like, "Wait, what the fuck just happened?"
I was like, "What the fuck? She shot a cement cow?"
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck kind of bullet she had? No wonder she ain't shoot nobody in the fucking pyramid.
Then you get crazy cameo number 2. Because all you hear is dun 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 dun. Now, not actually, but this motherfucker Terminator 2 his way into this scene.
Word.
Bucky shows up on a motorcycle, flipping the fucking shotgun, taking out everybody. To the point where he takes a hook, he hooks one car, waits for it to fucking get taut, yanks it so that it fucking flips over.
But he puts his hand in the ground to anchor.
Yeah, to anchor.
Which was kind of dope.
Then he shoots the limo, and the limo fucking flips over. And we find out Bucky's not there to rescue them. This is twist number 3. All right, 3.
3.
That was Steiner math.
Well, you got it's twist number 2. Twist number 3. You guys see how it loaded up?
It was the asterisks. Twist number 3. Bucky wasn't there to save them. Bucky is there to arrest them and coerce them to testify against DeFontaine. And I'm only calling her DeFontaine because I don't know the rest of her 57 fucking names.
Well, also because you wouldn't call that guy the Department of Offenses.
True.
They called her Fontaine, and she said, "No, my name is DeFontaine."
Yeah, she's like, you got to put the duh in there.
You see how he's the Department of Defenses? He's not the Department of Fences. Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
Sure.
The phone.
Yo, that sounds like the medical name for some sort of fucking pill.
Yeah.
Like if you suffer from allergies, take Allegra de Fontaine. Like whatever the fuck. I can't even say it.
Valentina de Allegra de Fontaine.
So he's got him.
Sounds like a perfume.
Oh, hold up. They adopted one of these. So I'm looking at the images for I was gonna say the gas station, but this is where they would be looking at the god. Gas mask is there.
What?
Hello.
That didn't happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They went all out with this one.
Okay.
The phone thing.
Yeah. So they take him back to New York. That's when De Fontaine tries to do her fucking Jedi mind trick, and she's rolling with it. He's the only one. Bob is the only one to pass and survive the Century Protocol. And she comes in with the fucking symbol and bullshits him, and then he bullshits her back because he touches her, and she gets a flashback of her father, who I guess is Italian. And I guess the mob came in and strong-armed him and killed him in front of her, even though they didn't know she was looking. And that turned her into a very American con woman.
Yeah.
Spy?
What?
It turned her into a ruthless motherfucker that don't care about anybody.
Yeah, who also lost her accent, like Scarlet Witch.
Getting by on her tits. What movie is that from, show?
Come on, bro. Ain't that from Endgame?
No, it's from...
Of course. Come on. Come on. I forgot his name. The white guy.
No, not Eddie Arcadian.
Eddie Arcadian.
The girl said it. Where you going?
I know who said it. What's her name? Cyndi Lauper. That's not Cyndi Lauper?
No.
Wow, that looks like
it. Says Cyndi Lauper.
No, that did not. You know, that
don't look like girls just want to have fun?
That's nowhere near Cyndi Lauper. But anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, all right, so
he tells her that he can control it.
Yeah.
Which is immediately fucking hilarious, because they get into a thing of like, all right, well, let's see what you can do. And he's immediately like, I can't control this shit. I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't know what I can do. He breaks glass and goes, I can do that? It's like, you can control. How did you know you can control this if you can't do it? You don't know what you're doing. But it's crazy because she basically was, I don't give a fuck. He works. He's getting me out of jail. Boom. Do what we need to do. They talk about the death box or the kill switch. They remake a new one. And they put him in the thing and everybody comes to fight, which is funny because they're in the truck. He goes, what's your plan? And he just runs right through the front door, through the walls, and they start kicking everybody's ass. And De Fontaine is like, I just put that sheetrock in. I left the doors unlocked. You could have just walked up. I was waiting for you. Like, you were invited. Just come up. You didn't need to break my shit. And then he just take the elevator up. Which which kind of made me feel like this was fucking Ninja Turtles. You ever remember the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles where they're just in the elevator? It's like just
I
waiting
remember
for
that from the trailer, not
Yeah.
from the actual movie.
I'm waiting for somebody to drop a beat in this motherfucker.
Dude, that actually reminded me of X-Men Origins Wolverine. When they're just waiting for the shit to go up. And Deadpool's cracking jokes on everybody.
Yeah. Shit.
So they show up.
Yeah.
And they all confront Deep Fontaine. And Deep Fontaine is like, oh, you guys have a fucking... You guys formed a team? A worthless assassin. No who gives a shit ghost lady. The junior varsity Captain America. Whoever the fuck this Red Santa old motherfucker is. And there's something that John... I love when Walker did this. When she called them the junior varsity Captain America, he instantly was like, well, fuck it, she dies. He reached for his gun to shoot her. He's like, yo, fuck this. Like,
yeah, you ain't gonna talk to me
right now.
Yeah. No, because she said, who the fuck is he? He's like, I'm the Red Guardian. I don't know who that is. I didn't get a brief. Which is crazy because that's how he was able to fuck. How did you not vet who drives you in a fucking limousine while you're briefing your assistant on top secret shit?
Because that shows the arrogance that she has.
Yeah.
She doesn't give a shit.
But and then the Sentry makes his fucking debut.
Yeah, and wow. So now this is what is it? This is cameo number 4. Because Bill Pullman shows up. Yeah. Bill Pullman shows up. And for anybody who don't know what I'm talking about, if you go back to Independence Day, the guy who was the president, we will not go quietly into the night. Today is our Independence Day. His son is the guy who's playing Sentry. And when he came out with the fucking suit that looked great, better than the Superman suit, I would say, to be honest. He had the slick back blonde hair, like Sentry does. This motherfucker looked like his dad.
Oh yeah, he did. It was. I was like, yo, he looks like someone. And then when you make it, like, oh, there you go, That's what he looks like. And yo, he comes out and beats the ever living shit out of everybody. It's like, yo, Joe, we saw what would happen if Superman fought Captain America. It's like, oh, okay. So if the Sentry was around during Thanos, he'd have whooped Thanos' ass. Like, Captain Marvel ain't got shit on this fucking guy. The way he was beating the shit out of these people, I was like, yo, this is Justice League done right.
Yeah, so the reason that he could do that is because they didn't specify it in the movie. But he did get experimented on, and he was given a version of the Super Soldier Serum, a recreated version, and it gave him the power of like 20 suns or something.
No, they said it. It was like 100 exploding suns or some shit.
Yeah, but they said that part, but they didn't say the Super Soldier part.
Okay.
So he literally has the powers of exploding suns. So he could fly. He's super strong. He's invincible, which I don't know what that has to do with suns. Well, but I guess, you know what? I guess it does because suns, they fly in outer space.
Yeah. Yeah. Unlimited source of power.
Yeah. What do you call it? The density would account for how strong and how impenetrable he is.
And an exploding sun makes a black hole and would destroy the universe. So if he's 50 of them,
yeah. So he's got. I think he had heat vision at one point. He ripped Bucky's arm off and beat him with it.
Yeah.
And then they do the one thing that makes the most sense, but because of the context of the entire MCU, it's kind of hilarious. They retreat to the elevator.
Like if that was gonna stop him.
Yeah. Knowing that you'd have to be in there, like prepared.
But you see then his confidence, where he's like, "Why am I listening to you? I'm a god." And she's like, "Well, you're throwing out the word god, loosely." He's like, "Wait, you said that I can defeat the Avengers, and the Avengers had at least one god in it.
Yeah.
So that makes me a god, doesn't it?" It's like, yeah, I was like, "Yo, his math is mathing."
The fucking when he turned around and was like, "Why would I kill them? They are clearly not a threat to me."
Yeah.
Like the man has a point.
Word.
So then we get to the big showdown because the other guy comes out, the Void.
Well, no. Well, he hasn't fully come out yet. He started to change.
Yeah, bro. He's starting to come out.
But he grabbed DeFontaine because she was about to spill, kapow, and then he grabbed her by the throat, which
how did I miss this part?
Yeah. She pulled out the kill switch and he grabbed her by the throat and he's like, "I'll show you the power of a god," or some shit like that. And then the fucking assistant fucking whapped him.
Hits the kill switch, to which I don't know if I said it out loud, but in my head I was like, "You have made the worst mistake you've ever made in your life."
You did say that out loud.
Yeah, like they fucked up. Because now the other guy comes out.
Which, did they officially call him the Void or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is where I was like, all right, I need to know his powers. Because apparently, according to Lay, oh no, was it you who said it? They have two separate power sets.
Yes, they have two separate power sets.
So he can vanish people to the Void?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I didn't know they were doing that. I thought they were just going with him taking people out.
I turn you to dust.
Yeah. Which is why I appreciate this, because he starts literally turning everything into the Void. He's bringing everything into the darkness. People are disappearing, turning into shadows. Which is why I was like, yo, I knew what was coming, because oh shit, he did it before. Because the two shadows in the beginning.
Yeah.
So what do you call it? The Thunderbolts actually. Oh, we gotta say that as this shit starts happening, Yelena's leaving. She's done. Red Guardian comes up, catches up to her, and they had the emotional moment where she's like, everything's gone. You fucking left me when I needed you. Natasha left me. I'm unfulfilled life. She is spiraling right now in this moment.
Yeah, she's alone.
And Guardian does something that is, I just said earlier today, was fucking great, because it was great writing. As he's giving her the speech, and he's telling, he's like, when I look at you, I don't see your failures. He's recounting the soccer team. And he was like, do you know why you wanted to be the goalie? And she says, because I didn't want to run for the entire game. And instead of saying, like every other fucking movie would have done, instead of being like, no, it's because of this, he went, yeah, well, that too. But originally, you said you wanted to be there to protect everybody.
You wanted to be the person everyone depends on. Or you wanted to be the person everyone can depend on when they make a mistake.
But that line of him acknowledging what she said and be like, yeah, that too. But it's so fucking deep, because it gets the attention, or it comes across I'm not talking at you. I am talking to you.
Yeah.
And it snaps her back. And she was like, oh, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
And now we get into, they got to start saving people. They see what the fuck's happening. He's in the sky. Darkness is coming. People are fucking vanishing.
Yeah. At this point, also, everybody left. Like, you thought everybody split up and went their own separate ways. Because Elena walked one way and the ghost walked another way. And it's like, everybody's like, well, fuck it. It's over. We're gone. They left. So good.
So people come back. Bucky saving people. Yelena saving people. Guardian saving people again. John shows back up. Ghost shows back up. Everybody's doing shit. Then there's a piece of a wall of a building that falls, about to crush somebody. John's first one to get there, but he's not strong enough. It's starting to waver. He's starting to waver. Ghost shows up. Yelena shows up. Bucky shows up. Guardian shows up, and they move this building, which without context. They stopped the piece of a building from falling. The person left, and then they inexplicably spent another 3 minutes trying to push it over. Right? That's outside of context. Inside of context, they stopped the wall from crushing somebody. They saw John was struggling. So Ghost came in. Then Yelena had both of their back. Then Bucky had both of their back. Then Guardian came in. And together, they actually managed to overcome this. And they didn't just take the easy way and go, they're clear, drop it.
Yeah. It's like the replacement players where he goes, just think about this. It's the first thing they did as a team.
Yeah. And then we get the thing that shocked me. And everybody else in the theater as well. But when I watch a movie, it's a singular experience for me.
Yeah.
So another part of the building's falling on this little girl. Guardian comes up, bam. It breaks over his back. She's like, oh, thank you. And as she's about to thank him, boom. Shadow.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, shit. Void is not fucking playing. But then they put in another twist that we'll get to in a second. Because everybody's freaking out. They're like, yo, how the fuck do we stop this guy? And they're like, yo, everybody run into the building. Run downstairs. Get inside. Take cover. And Yelena is like, nah, fuck that. She stands at the edge of the void. And like she did in the beginning, she leaps. And because they just did the thing with the girl, I was like, holy shit. That's it. I was like, she succumbed to the void.
Yeah.
But then that's when they bring out the twist.
Is that a good thing? I'm sorry.
No. So, all right. So, before they talk about the twist, that's when Guardian starts screaming. They hold him back and they put him in like this little alleyway type shit. And they're trying to figure out what to do. And Ghost makes a mention, what if she did that for a reason? And then Walker goes, yeah, what if she thought she did that for a reason and she's dead now? You know, and it's like, this is all legitimate shit. Like, what if she knows something and she did that because there's something on the other side? Yeah, what if she thought there was something on the other side and she's fucking dead? And the guard's like, well, who gives a shit? Let's try. Let's fucking go after her.
But then John also remembers, wait a minute. When he touched me, I went somewhere.
Yeah.
So the twist comes, he's not killing anybody. Not yet. he's kind of like Jigsaw at this point, where Jigsaw doesn't murder anybody. He just puts you in a situation, and if you can't get out, you die.
Yeah.
That's what the void. He's bringing them into the void, and if you can't get out, you get stuck there. And we find out that Yelena she somehow figured it out, or took a leap of faith. And she woke up and saw the fucking dream again, or the scenario with her and the young self, setting up the friend to die for the Red Room. She figures out how to get out of that. Goes to another room.
But she tries to stop it. And then the little girl that's supposed to die goes, no, it's too late for that shit.
Yeah.
And they force her to watch it. It's like, which is dope, because it's like, yo, you're not going to make this right. It's already too late.
Yeah, it's already done.
This is something you got to get past. You can't fix this.
Yeah, your past can't then become your new future.
Yeah, No, but like subconsciously, like that's the issue. You're holding on to the past, and no matter what, you're not going to be able to fix this.
Yo, that I know we trying not to get off topic too much, but there's an episode of Harley Quinn where she goes into the mind of Batman, and she sees him as young Bruce coming out of the movie theater. The parents get robbed, the parents get shot, and then she thinks she's going into a new memory. It just starts again, where he comes out of the movie theater, they get robbed, the parents get shot, and it starts again. And it's that shit that we've saying. That's the only thing that's ever been on his mind since it happened.
Yeah.
So, to that point, like she's fixated on that, or she was fixated on trying to save or trying to prevent that shit from ever happening, but it's too late. So she gets out. There's another room where they have to put together guns. She does it quick. Everybody else gets whipped. She runs out, and then we see a room. We see a room where, oh no, as she's looking at that, she's covering the child, so like she doesn't have to see. But she sees in a mirror Bob sitting in a room. She tries to get to it. She can't. She goes into another room where she is looking at herself, passed out drunk, just in bad shape. Then that version of her starts fighting her. She sees Bob again in the mirror. She tries to get out. She finally escapes and gets to Bob. And now we get to that whole... This is why, again, this movie's so fucking good, because unlike every other Marvel movie where you would have to fight the big bad, where you got just the room, people who just shoot guns and shit.
Yeah.
This is how you stop somebody. The issue is not that he's the big bad with all this power. The issue is that he has unresolved fucking mental problems.
Yeah.
And we got to get him back. We got to put Bob back. So
it's almost like where if you would have went into the mind of Bruce Banner when the Hulk is taking over.
Yeah. So they get into their whole little repertoire, talking back and forth and trying to get him to come back. They figure out that they need to get out. The house, he's in like an attic or his room, essentially, right? Where underneath him, his dad is being a piece of shit to him and all this other shit's going on. The room starts trying to fuck him up. The walls grab Yelena. All this shit happens. And then the team shows up. Because they also took the leap of faith.
Yeah, which was dope. Which was dope because it was like, oh, this shit is, you're going to be overwhelmed by this memory. And then you see Ghost. Ghost is always the first one to come help somebody. Which is weird because she
had the least trauma.
Yeah, because her body was being separated, and she had to keep herself together. So technically, like, she had someone helping her, you know. So she didn't, like, even though her parents died in that thing, but she had someone as a father figure helping her keep herself together. You know, and then Hank Pym's wife helped her with that shit.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things where she knew that the only thing that she could be was an assassin because that's what she was. But in reality, she's like, yo, I'm more than. So when they gave her the chance to be more than that, she took it.
Yeah. Then everybody else shows up. Then they were like, yo, how many rooms are in here? And they're like, it's countless rooms, and they're all fucking horrible outside of this one. And Yelena's like, take me to the worst one.
And go back to
right back to the beginning of the movie and to that lab where you see the shadows on the wall.
Yep.
Come full circle. And now we see the void. And it's just like in the comics. It is just a shadow version of him.
Yeah. With the white eyes.
Yeah. And of course, you know, they're trying to talk him out of it. They're trying to talk him down. The void pushes everybody back. And they're being held back. Well, the void is trying to take away any agency that Bob has.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, you can't do this. They don't give a shit about you. Nobody gives a shit about you. You know, it's all the wrong voices in your head coming to the forefront and trying to talk you to their side. And then Guardian is like, yo, Yelena, you're the only one who's gotten to him before? Fuck it. Pushes out the thing so she can escape. She parkours the way over to him. Because at this point, he actually starts, he literally starts going, yo, fuck this. Takes the void down and he's beating the shit out of the void.
Yeah. And the best part is that while he's beating the shit out of the void, you're looking at the team, and I think Bucky was the one that says, this ain't right.
Yeah. Because Bucky knows 100% this fucking feeling.
Yeah.
Which again is fucking good writing. Because the guy who should know is the guy who fucking says it. The one who has the least, who is shown in the movie to have the least amount of trauma, is the one who gets there first in Ghost.
Yep. And then the one who co-signs this ain't right, Walker.
Yeah. And then the one who made the initial help, the initial try for help, is Yelena, who she's the first one to get to him.
Yeah.
She can't stop him. So the rest of the team, they get out. And who's the fucking next one to show up? The man who's been a dick to him the whole time, Walker.
Yeah.
He's the next one. Then Ghost, then Bucky, and they're not trying to physically stop him from it. They're hugging this man.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, we got you. You won. You need to come back. And it works.
Yeah.
And the void, anybody who was trapped in there got released. Because this time Bob is in control. And the void just didn't keep him trapped in there. And then we have the thing that was like
Word.
So frustrating. Because the one person who should have had fucking consequences weasels their way out again. Fucking DeFontaine. They all fucking look at her and they're like, there's the bitch right there. And as they're trying to get to her, she backs away. It's a fucking press conference. And she reveals to the world the new Avengers.
Yeah. This is the new Avengers. And Elena walks up to her and goes, we own you now.
Yeah. And then we get to, now, do you want to talk about the two post-credit scenes? Or do you want me to still go the play-by-play?
We can get to the post-credit scene.
No, I'm saying, do you want to describe them?
Oh,
that long pause. I'll do.
Yeah, you do it because I'm gonna.
All right. So the movie ends with literally there was the Thunderbolts thing, and then just like in the comics, it ripped out and it just said, "Boom, the new Avengers."
Yo, which was cool because the actress is at the back of Thunderbolts, and now at the beginning of the new Avengers.
And we find out why too. We don't have to wait for why
Yeah.
there's an asterisk.
Yep.
So mid-credit scene comes up, and it's Red Guardian, who, if you saw the trailer, there's a scene in the limo. He's like, "We can be the heroes. We can be the ones on the Wheaties box with the shitty little toy inside." So it's a scene where he's in a grocery store, rocking a sweet ass mustache.
Word.
And
in
this
good
lady-
shape.
Huh?
Good shape.
Yeah.
He slimmed down.
This lady's buying cereal. And he's desperately trying to get her to look at the Wheaties box.
Yeah.
And there's nothing he's doing. She could care less. Or she couldn't care less. He actually hands it to her and points out. He's like, ah. And she's like, ah. And just pushes the shit down and walks away.
Word. She's like, fuck breakfast. I don't even like breakfast. But yeah, so that was the end of the first post-credit scene. Now, the second one is crazy. I just want to emphasize the fact that this is 14 months after the movie ended.
Yeah. So we come into them with sweet fucking new uniforms. I mean, Walker still looks like Walker.
Yeah.
But Yelena's got a new uniform. Ghost got like they all kind of match. Bucky's got one of his comic accurate fucking thing with the red star.
Yeah.
And the only thing he doesn't have is his domino mask. And they're arguing because the asterisk in the front of New Avengers is because Sam Wilson is also making the New Avengers.
Yep.
And he's trying to copyright the name. And they're having a dispute as to which team is the actual fucking Avengers. And according to Sam, the internet is also saying that Sam's team is the real Avengers. And it's not these guys. And as they're talking, they get a message that there's a craft that showed up on radar in the upper atmosphere in outer space coming in. They get satellite imagery. The shit pops up on the screen, and it looks like a fucking needle.
Yeah. It looks like the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah. It's a weird design ship. And we're like, all right, who the fuck's in this ship? They zoom in on the ship, and the ship is rotating. And as it rotates into the sunlight, the motherfucking logo, the Fantastic Four. They are in our universe.
Yeah.
Already. We didn't even get to their movie yet, and they're already here.
So we saw the coming attraction. Was that a new coming attraction or was that the newest one? That was
the newest coming attraction that came out that you didn't see.
okay. Well, so I heard Franklin might be there. So I was like, that's what he's doing on the chalkboard. You could see in his face, this is not something we can win. This is something we have to get away from. And that's what I'm speculating for Fantastic Four. We'll get to it when we get there, but
yeah, that'd be kind of weird because that's not like the Fantastic Four to be like, well, this world's cooked. We got to get the fuck out. But we'll see how they wind up here.
Yeah.
And then it ends with the New Avengers and Bob.
Yeah.
Will return.
Which that was fucking dope. That was to see that it's like it makes you hype for Fantastic Four because now there's some questions outside of the how do they get here and all that. Now it's like, wait, what happens in this movie? Like this makes me want to see this movie even more now. Cause like, what happened now? What the fuck is going on?
Yo, this is hilarious. That this movie now made you want to go and watch 5 minutes of another movie.
Yeah. But like we said, this is the best movie since Guardians 3.
Yep. Ray's avatar in WWE 2K25 is safe.
Yep.
You don't have to go into the glass.
Which I would say that this is just as good as the Guardians. Because the Guardians are one of my favorite movie franchises in the Marvel industry, in the MCU. And like I said when we walked out, they snuck an Avengers movie in. This was the Kang Dynasty Avengers.
Yeah.
They snuck the Avengers in. So fuck y'all. You think you was only getting 2, bitch? You got 3. With a possible 4th. Let it ride. We playing spades out in this motherfucker. We got bubble out in this bitch. But yeah, it was it's a refreshing fucking thing because they were flopping. Like the MCU was not holding that level of writing, nuance, storytelling, connective tissue. It wasn't like that for the past couple movies. They were too busy trying to make their own stories being told and catching up pretty much. Because Brave New World was a good movie, but that was like, let's catch up what happened with the Eternals and Hulk.
Yeah. Like Sam didn't need to be in that movie at all. And it could have played out the same.
Yeah.
But in this new era, I'm going to say from Shang-Chi till now. Right? We got Shang-Chi, No Way Home.
Yep.
X-Men 97.
Yep.
Daredevil. Moon Knight. Hawkeye. Oh no. Did those come out? Yeah, because Hawkeye was around for No Way Home. Yeah. So Hawkeye. I like Miss Marvel. We got the Thunderbolts. Unless I'm missing anything. Werewolf by Night. Agatha was okay, but again, Agatha was not necessary. But you got 9 things that I could talk right now that were good to great to exceptional. Oh, the Wakanda Forever and Guardians 3. So that's what 11 things since Shang-Chi came out that were good to great.
Yeah.
Versus what were the other ones?
Ant-Man.
Let's see. Ant-Man Quantumania, Doctor Strange, Thor, She-Hulk.
Yeah.
What If season 1, What If season 3 at least.
Yeah.
Eternals. The Marvels.
Which, yeah.
Secret Invasion.
That was.
What else? I think that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, I feel like we're missing a movie though.
I feel like we're missing one too.
Oh, did you? Well, Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, I said that, and Guardians 3. That's in the. So that's technically, as of right now, until we get further clarification, that's 11 to 8. Is that the best winning percentage or the best record that you want to have? No.
All right, so you're talking about after Endgame, right?
I'm talking about from Shang-Chi on.
Okay. So yeah, Eternals, Spider-Man, No Way Home, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, Love and Thunder, Wakanda Forever, Quantumania, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, The Marvels, Deadpool and Wolverine, Captain America: Brave New World.
So there you go. So that's 12 with Deadpool and Wolverine. 13, if you want to put Captain America: Brave New World, because it is a decent movie.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm going good to great. That's 13. 13 to 8. You're starting to look a little better.
But those flops hit harder. Because you gotta remember Echo.
Oh, Echo. Shit. So that's now 9.
Yeah.
9 for the losing
But then
side.
Werewolf by Night.
Werewolf by Night, I counted for the good side.
You got I Am Groot season 1 and 2.
I've never seen those, so I can't judge those.
Yeah, those are shorts. They're nothing crazy.
Christmas special don't count.
Yeah. Agatha All Along.
That one I don't know where to put because nobody cared. Like nobody asked for it, so
yeah. And that was it.
So by my estimation, 13 to 9. That's a winning record, technically.
Technically, yeah.
So, because I'm more logical than emotional, based on that, I can't be mad at my team if we have a winning record, seemingly. All right, and I don't care what the movie does with box office numbers, because there's been plenty of good movies that haven't made money, and plenty of Transformers bullshit that have hit over $1 billion.
Yeah.
So money at the box office don't mean quality of what you watch.
That is true.
So I'm feeling a little bit better going into Fantastic Four. You got a question?
Was it better than Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yes.
Damn.
Was it a better movie than Deadpool and Wolverine? Yes. Was it a better comic book movie? No, because Deadpool and Wolverine was a live action comic book. So by the definition of genre, Deadpool and Wolverine have it. But by the definition of a movie, I think Thunderbolts or New Avengers actually had something prominent to say. It said it effectively. Think about it. We had Hugh Jackman coming back for Wolverine and Deadpool. We had Ryan Reynolds coming back as Deadpool. And that hooked us in already. Already going in, we know we're good.
Yeah.
In this movie, we got the Red Guardian, who nobody gives a shit about. The Ghost, who nobody gives a shit about. John Walker, who everybody fucking hates. From what I'm hearing online. I think I might be the only fan he's got. To be honest. We got Taskmaster, who nobody liked. Yelena, who's the only one people probably did like. And the Century nobody knew. And this movie made you feel for every single member of this team. To where you're like, yo, I care about every single person on this team.
Yeah.
So I think this is the better movie.
Can they spin off and each have their own movie?
They could, but I don't see why you would. You already got the team together. I don't think they need all their own movies.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I think if you put them all in their own movie, it'll be one big ass repeat of each of an individual movie. Because the way they depicted them in this movie, they always doing the same shit. So it would just be like a spy movie of them killing people for Valentina. It'll be Mission Impossible all over again.
Yo, what was it? There was some fucking some comedian who was like, yo, after 7 movies, how impossible is this mission?
The word. The shit ain't that impossible. But speaking of impossible, the New York Knicks beat the Boston Celtics, coming back from 20 points yesterday in game 1. The Boston Celtics missed 45 of the 60 free throw of the 63 pointers they took.
Damn, what are you gonna talk about tomorrow if you're gonna say it all today?
Well, that's what we're gonna talk about tomorrow. We're gonna talk about the Knicks. We're gonna talk about the NBA playoffs. We're gonna talk about Brown James. We're gonna talk about Judge, because he didn't hit that grand slam today, did he? Did he show? He was there. He was on third when it got hit. Nah, but yeah, tomorrow we got sports. Thursday we got the prediction show for Backlash. Yeah, yo, this Saturday show Backlash is gonna be on. And Friday we're gonna do the Toe in the Show. But no show. But he'll show if he gets an invite to show after he no shows us. So be there. As soon as we go live is when we'll be on, and as soon as we finish is when we end. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, is your friendly neighborhood knuckleheads signing out.
Go see New Avengers.
Peace, everybody.